If you're a manager, leading a developmental feedback conversation is likely to come top of your dread list. You're not alone. Managers worry, what if my team member argues back, shouts, maybe bursts into tears? Imagine how it would feel to lead these conversations confidently and in a way that works just as well for your team member as it does for you. Fantastic, not just for your next one-to-one feedback conversation, but your whole career. In this video, we'll look at how you can do that using 5 easy steps. Of all the conversations you hold, feedback is the one that probably matters most. We hold more of them than any other. They help your team member know where they're doing well and where to make changes. And led skillfully, they boost motivation and results. How you lead the conversation makes all the difference to those outcomes. Expectations have changed dramatically over the last few years. Employees are no longer prepared to sit back and have managers talk at them. They want more control, to make their own choices, for the conversation to be collaborative. In this video, we're going to look at clips from a typical conversation between a manager and a team member and explore how you can lead feedback in a way that works for you and your people. By the way, a quick hello before we do that. My name's Anna. And if you're new here, then welcome. And if you're returning, then welcome back. So what are the skills? In an earlier video, I explained how to navigate the conversation using the 5 Cedar steps. These steps will help you answer the 5 questions your team member will ask. Does this matter? Exactly what do you mean? Why is this a problem? What should I do about it? And will we follow up? The first question they ask is, does it matter? How important really is this feedback? This is the C step, standing for context. It's not always easy for people to know whether something is minor or critical. Let's look at how the manager in our example does this. Watch for how she shows empathy and understanding of the challenges right from the start and uses great open questions.
Thanks for coming in. I just wanted to talk together about the marketing campaign that you're working on. I know it's a tight deadline and there's a lot of different departments involved, so keeping it on track for delivery by the end of next month is a big challenge. As you know, it's a really important launch for us, so I'd be glad to help in any way that I can. How's it going?
Well, I know we're running a bit late, but nothing major.
It's a lot to pull together. What with all the promotional materials needed and the trade show to prepare for. Which particular areas are the toughest to keep on track?
A couple of the questions in this clip might be useful for your own discussions. Using which areas are the toughest to keep on track and what's the biggest challenge here are a great way to open. The next question team members often ask is, what specific examples can you give me? It's not always easy for people to see where feedback has come from, so providing concrete examples helps to illustrate the situation clearly so that they can understand exactly what you mean. You may only need one big example, but often 2 or 3 are useful. More than that may be too many. Let's take a look.
Well, one of the problems was a lot of the materials had to go back. Then they got caught in customs, which held us up another couple of days.
Customs delays can be a problem for us sometimes. Are there any other areas causing concern?
Well, one of the major issues is that the business development team just aren't keeping me updated with their changes. How can I be expected to know these things if they don't tell me?
The next step is diagnosis. This step is all about helping people explore why they are where they are. It's where you explore together what's influencing the outcome, creating invaluable insights and aha moments. Those influences can be the impact of the external environment, things like resources, marketplace conditions, budget, team availability. Maybe, as their manager, we forgot to brief them properly. And of course, outcomes might also be the result of your team members' own skills, capabilities, or motivation. Always ask for your team members' insights here first. You might learn something, and it helps them to develop their own analytical skills. Let's look.
You sound a bit frustrated. How do you feel about the project overall?
Well, it's a lot to do. I'm finding that I'm working late most nights and I still don't feel like I'm getting on top of things.
What's the main reason for that, do you think?
I'm just feeling there's no appreciation for what I do, and it's a lot of work.
I'm sorry you don't feel appreciated. You're absolutely an important member of this team, not only for this project, but our overall department.
So far in the discussion, we've covered context, examples and diagnosis. Now we switch to looking forward and help your team member to answer, what action do I need to take? Here it's vital to always ask your team member again for their ideas first. If the suggestion comes from you, you'll own it, not them. That doesn't mean you shouldn't give your own suggestions, just not too early. It's also tempting to jump in because, of course, we know what they should do. Take a pause to create enough space for your team member to come up with their own plan. In this clip, the manager asks several great questions and also offers to provide any support needed.
Let's go through each of the main areas and see what will help. And then work out what will make this feel more motivating for you. Will that be helpful?
Yeah, that'd be good.
I appreciate there's not much that can be done about the materials now the reorder is in. What's the learning there, do you think?
I could get the orders in earlier.
And the problem with proofing?
Well, if I had more time, I'd be able to do those.
Checking materials is part of your job, and delays affect everyone down the line, so it's important to take responsibility for this. It's equally important, though, to flag it up to me if there's a problem. I mean, it's a busy time for all of us, but if you become overwhelmed, please do let me know in plenty of time, and then I can see what help is available. With the concern about the business development team, what can you do there to make sure you have all the information you need?
I could get one of the team to give me a call at the start of each day, I guess. Let me know if there's anything new.
That sounds like a useful plan. When could that start?
I could set that up as soon as I get back to my desk.
Great. And if it doesn't help, we'll have another chat.
The last step in CEDAR is R, review. This helps your team member to know when you're going to follow up together. People often judge the importance of the conversation by whether it's followed up, and without that, as the saying goes, did the conversation ever really happen? Again, always ask your team member when they'd like to follow up rather than imposing your own deadline. If that date doesn't work for you, then explain why, but do ask first because it gives them more control. And again, then they'll own this. Let's look at how the manager leads this.
And what about getting the overall timing back on track?
Let me have a look at that and I'll get back to you if that's okay. Next Tuesday be all right?
Yep, Tuesday I'm in the office all day. So let's go through your thoughts then about how to make sure the deadline's met. And what would help to make this project a bit more motivating for you, do you think?
I'd love to go to the trade show if that's possible.
I'm sure it is. I mean, there's no travel costs involved because it's local, and it would give you the chance to see how your materials and organisation all matter. And they do matter. A lot of people rely on what you do, and that has a direct effect on sales. I'll set it up with the manager there.
Thanks, I'd like that.
Okay, let's fix it. I'll get back to you about this on Tuesday. Can you briefly summarise what your actions will be?
So by Tuesday, I'll set up a regular briefing with the business development team. I'll also let you know in future if I have any problems with getting things checked in time. And I'll definitely get those orders in earlier so that we can avoid any problems with customs delays.
Great. Working problems out is an essential part of you taking full responsibility for your job, but equally, I'm here to help.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anything else it would be good to cover while we're here?
No, thanks again.
So, quick recap here. Why are CEDAR steps going to help you feel less stressed about leading developmental feedback? 3 main reasons. First, they're collaborative, changing the conversation one of you telling to being supportive. Second, they encourage your team members to examine the feedback for themselves and come up with their own ideas. And third, they give whoever is on the receiving end a greater sense of ownership and control over their own work. If this seems like a lot to take in, I've some tools to help you. First, there's one-page conversation guides for both you and your team member, free to download on my website. Second, follow the links here to see examples of the skills being used in a positive feedback conversation between a manager and a team member. And there's more in my book, Now You're Talking, the manager's complete handbook to leading great conversations at work, even the tough ones. I'm excited to hear how it goes. Do send me any questions. Wishing you great conversations.